Pirate. Pirate, just so you know, is a post-audio production company. So what we do here at Pirate is we add the sound to radio and television commercials. We are the last stop before radio and television commercials go to air. So we have sound directors here, like I'm being one of them. So we direct voiceovers. Their directors are basically in charge of the whole job, overseeing the engineers, overseeing the music writers, which we have on staff. We add sound effects. We have a full casting and auditioning department, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. This is Justice, our wonderful receptionist, who's the face of our company. Here, we usually have a lot of actors sitting around. This is a quiet day today on a Friday, but usually there's a lot of actors coming in and out of our shop. We probably produce in an average year probably about 40 to 50 commercials a week through our company, so you can imagine the amount of actors required. So that is a big part of our company, is finding great talent, always looking for great talent. I'm always the last guy in a movie theater to leave because I'm looking at the credits, as all our directors are. We send our casting people out to improv shows, Second City, Yuck Yucks, always scouting new talent. So that's a big part of what we do. We even have an open mic night 3 or 4 times a year where we'll invite young actors who don't have a reel, don't have an agent, to come in and give us 3 or 4 minutes of their best material. I don't care what it is. Then it gets put on a CD and sent out to all our directors. So we're always, always looking for new talent. So come on this way. We have a very busy kitchen in here, which I want to show you because most people wouldn't think that food is a big part of a studio scenario. Every Friday we have pancakes, which they're just wrapping up now, but we have a pancake breakfast. So we cook pancakes in the morning. We serve breakfast to our clients and our staff every morning. And then there's a lot of lunches that go through here because we've got 4 studios worth of people, and there might be 10 people in each studio, so we're probably feeding on regular days 40 to 50 people for lunch hours. Then there's snacks, and then if somebody's working late, you'll need dinners, etc. So a lot of food runs through a studio. So this is a very important room in our company, believe it or not. So come on this way. The first people contacted at our company when a job is coming through are our producers. So they'll get the first call from the agency producer saying, for example, we've got a campaign coming up for Canadian Tire. It's 3 television spots. We'd like to work with Tom Eamonson. We'd like to get in about 3 weeks' time. So the producers will start to facilitate the job. And they'll set everything up. They will do the initial quotation for the agency, the quote, etc. And then the whole job will get done eventually, and then the producers will issue the final invoice for the job. So there really is mission control. So in this area here, all our producers are around here. We're actually doing some urban renewal here. We're taking down these 2 offices in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to create a whole staff space here. We used to have it years ago, where the staff can come and just kind of relax and decompress, etc. So that's why these offices are dark right now. If you look down through here, come on down through here, as a matter of fact. This is our casting department. So you'll see that we're auditioning today for a Rogers job, and this is Frank is an excitable guy, bit of a keener. That's just to give them the actors a kind of a top level. Then Jesse and Angela will really talk to him and say, here's what we're looking for today, and then the actors will come in and audition for that role. There might be 20 or 30 people auditioning for that role. Then the CD will go to the director of the job. He or she will listen to it, make their choices, talk to the agency, compare notes, and then hire an actor. So that's Jessie over there. She runs our casting department. And Jessie has a great sense of all the actors in this country and in the States, because we do a lot of work in the States. So, for example, Jessie and I will always be talking about who's right for the role. We're actually searching for a big celebrity right now for a big campaign, so we're having to go through all the Hollywood agents and see who we can get for the money we have, etc. So it's casting. As Woody Allen says, 80% of directing is casting, and I agree completely with that. So come on this way. So we have 2 small recording studios there for auditions, and we have 4 main recording studios for the actual work, which I'll take you down. Two of our studios are being used right now, but I'm going to take you into an empty one. South, that was our first big studio. That's being used right now, but it's the first one we built. North was the second one we built, but come on this way. Here's a typical studio. So again, they're all decorated in a similar fashion. The layouts are all different. So this room has a nice space for clients here. North, which is at the end of the hall, has a much bigger space for clients, but a smaller booth area. So depending on what the job is, if there are a lot of actors on the floor, we'll put them in a studio that can accommodate that. If it's only 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. If I have a lot of clients coming in, that'll dictate which room we put a job in as opposed to the booth area. So just a very simple layout. As we've gotten more digitally sophisticated as an industry. In the old days when I started, this whole board would look like this. This whole board would just be a sea of buttons and faders, and now with digital it's all coming down to just software and computers. So it's a much simpler layout. Screens, and up there for doing television. Actors sit out on the floor out there. Here's your talk back for the director. So, and I, the director always, I do a lot of work on the floor too, as a lot of directors here at Pirate do, is we'll actually sit on the floor with the actors while everybody else is back here. I love the eye contact and the close proximity of being close to actors. I can really feel the performance out there too, so many times I'll be out on the floor with the directors, which is kind of the old-fashioned way of directing radio, but I love that. And it's really a Pirate thing to do that. I think you probably won't find that at other production companies, but we love to work on the floor. So come on this way. Lisa runs our studios. She's over here. So Lisa makes sure that all our studios are, in working order, that technically it's all working. She'll take care of any requests, book studios. We have big sound effects libraries and big stock music libraries that Lisa also looks after. All our dubbing and shipping comes from here too. So there's a lot of activity in the studios at this stage too. Thanks, Lisa. So this is the 4th studio. They're all named after directions, north, south, east, and west. That's north. Session going on in there today. Along this row, we have, that's Vanya, by the way, a partner here at Pirate, and a director and a wonderful music writer. We have a lot of our music writers along this area, so we do a lot of music, mostly for television. Radio, as a rule, doesn't do a lot of original music because the budgets are smaller, but television almost always invariably needs a great music track. So we have music writers on staff that generate original music, and you can see by a lot of great guitars hanging on the wall. And there's keyboards, etc. Lots of equipment. Well, I can do so much now on just on computers, right? That's Brendan, another one of our great directors and music writers. Chris Tate's office, he's in studio right now. He's our music director. So Chris, you may remember, for some of your older viewers, he used to be the lead singer and music writer for a band in the 80s called Chalk Circle. Big Canadian band, had a lot of big hits. He just played at the, where did he play last week? They sold out at the, it was one of the clubs in town. They just did a reunion last week and they sold it out, so it was fantastic. So Chris is our music director. Tom Eamonson next door. Tom's in session 2. Tom's one of my other partners. Tom oversees the business of our business too. He runs the administration of our business and looks after our New York office as well. And over here, this is Steve Gardner. You're on camera. Steve is one of our writers and directors. This is, and he shares office with Tom Gowdy. This is really our writing room in many regards, right, Steve? Like, we'll sit in here and we'll go over briefs, we'll kick around ideas, and hash it all out in here. Because what makes us unusual as a production company, as a rule, is we have a creative department. Most production companies only execute agency written scripts, which is still the bulk of what we do, but we have a lot of direct clients too that don't have agencies, so that makes us unusual, and so we have a creative department.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
It doesn't really get nasty in here. There's a small blood stain on the wall over there that belongs to Tom Dowdy.
Yeah.
Spinning roundhouse kick to the face.
That's right, yeah.
He folded.
And you can tell by the artwork Steve enjoys. With all the most rat traps. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. That's your tour of Pirate. And as I said, we have studios. If you were to walk into our studios in New York, which are in Union Square, you would feel like you were here. It kind of looks the same. We have 2 floors in New York and 4 recording studios and a smaller staff, probably about 12 people there. Music writers, directors, etc. So we do a lot of work, obviously, from the U.S. We always did a lot of work in the U.S., but we wouldn't get a steady stream of it. And we always knew that in order to do that, we needed an address in New York. So that's what precipitated 3 years ago us deciding to move physically to New York. So, yeah. There you have it. That's Pirate.